It is time for this week's Prue-ism. Prue, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Fishy. My Prue-ism for today is, we don't know who we are until we see what we can do. And that has a personal meaning for me because I went through breast cancer many years ago, and I had lost a brother to cancer, and I always wondered, what would happen if it was my turn? Unfortunately, it was my turn, but I learned a lot about myself. I learned what I could handle, what I couldn't handle. I probably learned more about myself through my parents also, just going through this. It was an interesting time, but this applies nowadays just as much as any time, because you look at what's happening within the conservative movement, where there's far more people becoming involved. So they're finding out, yes, I can stand up for myself. Yes, I can blog. Yes, I can do a new show, where they may not have had that. You think you can do it, but until you actually do it, then you find out what's inside of you. So that's my Prue-ism.
I find that to be true in all sorts of ways, Prue, and God bless you, and we think that you're still around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tough fight. That goes to so many aspects. I was a single parent young. I know Fishy was. And it takes a lot of courage also to do that in a way where it's not to let other people or the government or anything else control your life and take it over.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that so many times, and it just makes me sad.
Yeah. See, I was also a single parent, but my parents were about 200 kilometers or something like that away from me, so it wasn't, and further apart because I was living in Ontario too. So they weren't able to be there just because of distance and stuff like that. So, I guess part of it is when you go through these things, you find out what you can do, what you're not certain you can do, but you know that you have the courage to try for something. How many new politicians come in because they don't like how things are going, and they finally go, you know what? It's time for me to take a step up and run. It's interesting to see things and how they go.
I think a whole generation has missed this.
Well, they're not given the chance to find out who they are because they don't get to do what they need to do. We're gonna, it's sad to watch the younger kids when they get into adult life. They don't have all the tools they need to succeed.
That's because they have passive parents most of the time.
And the school system, where a lot of things are done, where they, we don't want to hurt their self-esteem, so we better not mark them, because they messed up spelling something or their grammar was really bad. Well, then they get into university and half of them can't write a coherent sentence if their life depended on it.
It's so applicable in so many ways. I'm thinking about people who, claim to live by a set of principles or values or whatever, but, they have a hard time living up to that. You are not defined by the words that you say as much as by whether you live by them. I think that works in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these kids today, they're so coddled. And I've seen it, the schools, they definitely interfere. I've had the schools interfere with me many, many times and try to be the second parent. And they have done nothing but interfere.
Mm-hmm.
They teach them this sense of entitlement, which they do not deserve. They have not worked for. You are owed this. It's infuriating. And I have fought the schools tooth and nail over this. And they consistently overshadow the fact that there is a parent involved. It's one of my biggest frustrations and my biggest infuriance is dealing with the government and the schools. I'm just done with them interfering in my parenting. They try it again, one more time, you're going to see Mama Bear really start to roar. I thought I've roared before. They haven't seen anything yet.
Yes. So basically, you're finding out because of what you can do, you even better.
Exactly. I have had to be completely self-sufficient. I've been nothing but a self-sufficient parent. I have been active in my son's life. I got him graduated. I have a stepson that's there now. But they consistently want to interfere. Or they want to dogmate our kids. And I'm having to watch curriculum very closely. I shouldn't have to.